Hey folks, this is ioether and we're back with some more League of Legends. So, I am currently Zyra playing support for Sully's ADC. He is currently playing Graves. Chief is Yasuo. He will be going top. Timo mid, Licky Glock, otherwise known as Casp. And Seth, aka Great Naruto, as Shen. He'll be our jungle. Matched up on the other team, we have Ashe and Leona will be bot versus us. Since I was their jungler, Wukong is their top, and Malzahar mid. Malzahar is actually going to probably give Timo a run for his money, but we'll have to see how this all works out. Now, this was an impromptu invade. It wasn't supposed to happen, wasn't planned. Obviously, obviously Chief is not with us. He's still going top. He's just going to check on our Seth's red, just to make sure it's still there and it's not getting invaded or anything. So Seth kind of pokes in and the rest of us follow and Seth runs away. I did get a snare off on Leona, but nobody followed up with me, so didn't get any real damage off. That was poor communication. That's what that was. If we communicated well, we could have got a first blood right there off of Leona. Unfortunately, we didn't. We didn't all act as one. Therefore, nothing really good happened. Oh well. Didn't end up helping Seth with the leash, but that's okay. He got enough of a leash from Timo and Graves that my contribution was minimal. And now my job is to poke and prod and try and make sure Leona never has the HP to go in on Graves without dying for it. That's what I'm going to be trying to accomplish. I want to poke her and make sure she doesn't have the confidence to jump onto my ADC. If I have to take a volley or an arrow for Graves, I will. That's part of my job as support. And unfortunately this bush has been warded, so that makes walking around it less helpful. But I'm still going to do it, because I don't know when the ward will die, right? Did get a bunch of damage off of Leona as I snared her right there. I'm going to continue trying to poke her and snare her when I can. If I see her overextend like this, we'll definitely be snaring her and getting a bunch of damage off on her. She's going to try and step on my plants in order to pop them so I can't turn them into... Or sorry, she's going to try and step on my seeds in order to pop them so I can't turn them into plants. And I'm going to use that to my advantage, because I don't care if I can't turn a seed into a plant. But she seems to really care. So that's how we got our first go up. And now I've exhausted Ashe so that we can get in range for a snare and somebody. I'm actually going to pick up the kill just to make sure Ashe didn't get away. I would have preferred Sully got that kill, but honestly, it's fine. As long as one of us gets the kill, it's all good. So you're going to go ahead and drop that out, make it more like a real game. Now Sully stayed bot in order to try and CS a little bit more. And unfortunately, Xin Zhao popped down and tried to execute him. It didn't work, obviously. Sully had to pop his flash and his barrier, but he did get the kill and the double buffs for it. So that was well worth it on his part, though it probably didn't go the way he planned it to. Let's see what's going on top. It looks like Chief is just going to try and push the monkey out of lane. Unfortunately, unless he goes really ham, he's not going to get a chance to actually kill a monkey. Ooh. Yeah, apparently he ignited the clone. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Oh well. So I just warded the river bush just to make sure that we don't get caught like that. And I wanted to drop a seed in there just to make sure, again, Zinzao wasn't in there. Nobody was waiting for me. Actually, we'll use the seeds for scouting quite often, because they're really good for that. And for some reason, people think they always need to step on them. Come in. I wish I could have had exhaust up to drop it on Ash, but honestly, a snare will work just as well. Sadly, we could not pick Leon up, but we got Ash, so we'll take it. At this point, Graves is 3-0 and 1. So he is definitely very far ahead of Ash. And let's see how much he has 26 CS to her 17. So and there he's got another kill on her now. So at this point in time, Sully is just dominating the spot lane, and I'm doing everything I can to support him. Unfortunately, none of the other lanes are winning. Teemo getting out of that fight with 7 HP left. Wow. And after trading some more with Leona and Ash, we're just going to back out of here and recall. Or we're not going to recall. Now, if I'd been a little bit further forward there, I probably could have snared Ash and we might have got a kill off it. Most likely just would have done a bunch of damage. If we could have done a bunch of damage, probably could have pushed our lane far enough that we could have done more damage on the tower, but overall it didn't really matter. Zen'Zhou was already coming down, and Sully just walked up to him and scared him off. Now Sully is 6, he does have his ult, and no one else here in this bot lane does, so we can use that to our advantage and bully a little bit. And once again, Leona is constantly just trying to step on every seed I plant. I don't understand why she decides she needs to, but okay. Especially when I'm not in a position to turn them into plants. So I've just started leaving little plants around as bait, and she jumps on that one and takes the bait, and we're going to get a kill out of this. I exhausted Leona to guarantee that Sully had the time to take her out without taking too much damage. I didn't want her running away and flashing out of that. I wanted to make sure she was close by enough that Sully could get that kill without too much trouble. And then because of that, I have the ability to pick up that kill. I didn't actually want that kill, but because of the placement of the... because of how much damage Sully did to her with his ult and the smoke screen, my snare didn't stop her, it just killed her. Nah, I'm actually okay with that. He's got 5 kills and 2 assists at this point. He's fed. He doesn't need all the kills, though he would definitely prefer them, I'm sure. Looks like at some point Chief's been in a fight, hasn't gotten any kills off, so he probably just traded with the monkey and nobody really came out ahead. Teemo is doing okay in mid lane. He's actually losing in CS to Malzahar, but that doesn't really matter because of the fact that Malzahar is so great at pushing. It kind of happens in the early game with Teemo. It's not really very avoidable, especially against a mage like Malzahar. Now, Leona is determined to jump in on Graves and kill him. So at this point, I'm all about just trying to keep Leona in range of Graves and do some damage to her. And it works out excellently because Graves can chase down Ash while I suppress the Leona as much as possible, and then basically feed Graves the Leona kill. Now, if Leona had not run directly back to her tower, she'd run out into the river. She actually might have lived through that. Because of the fact she ran straight back to her tower, she had to pass by Graves, and he could just auto-attack her and use his abilities on her the entire time after Ash was dead as she tried to pass by him. Oh well. I mean, everybody makes mistakes when they're panicking, right? That's one of the reasons we try and force other players to panic. Now we're going to try and go grab this dragon. It's probably just going to be the two of us. Seth is on his way down, but he's probably not going to get here to be of much use. So I'm just going to drop a couple plants and try and soak up some of the damage so that Sully isn't taking more of it than he has to. I am not armored enough to get in there and take any damage, really. Thankfully, Seth does arrive in time to take a little bit of damage for us. And now we're going to rotate mid and try and grab Malzahar. Now when we get up here, I'm going to try and snare him. And unfortunately, Seth goes in just a hair too soon. And the rest of us aren't quite in the position we'd like to be in. But it works out well enough anyway. So he had just barely enough mana to drop his ultimate on Malzahar and grab that kill. Now it looks like I'm going to go back, but I'm actually going to cancel and try and come in after Teemo here. I really want to see if we can push down this tower or do something about it. I have full health, almost full mana, and no real gold. I'm okay with not going in or going back. However, it doesn't turn out quite as well as I would have liked. I would have liked to get that exhaust off a little bit sooner, but I messed up. And I missed the ult as well. And then I get ulted and I'm just burst down by the two of them. That was really great play by Ashe and Leona. I did manage to hit Ashe with my passive, but at that point in time, it really doesn't matter. Now we're about 5k ahead of them in gold, and Chief is going to grab that top tower in a second. He should be able to do it before the wave ends. Yep, and now he's just going to get out of there before the monkey can do anything to him. We're going to flip over and see how Shen is doing. He's just kind of guarding the tower. Nothing really pretty or helpful or good. Oh, it's good. Not cool though, right? Nice little stutter steps by Sully in order to pick up all the minions and still move forward. He's letting the minions push down bot, and he doesn't really care. He's going to swing up mid and join up with me again. And at this point in time, I had asked Sully if he was okay roaming by himself, and he said yeah, so I switched to trying to support Teemo until we get into real group fights, as currently Teemo's the one who could use some support, and Sully is perfectly fine by himself. He can, 2v1 them if he needs to. So we're just going to try and push down this tower. I don't know why I waited so long to get my plants off, but Malzahar ulted me and visioned me, and for some reason I didn't immediately just leave. I should have. Oh well. I'm not going to die. I'm going to dodge that ult arrow, which I didn't see coming, but I was indecisive, so I was kind of stutter stepping around anyway, and it worked out fairly well. We're going to switch over to Graves so we don't jump away from the action. And it looks like there's going to be a half-decent team fight going down mid. Leon all going off, but it doesn't matter. Graves finishes her off anyway. And now they're going to chase down Malzahar. Oh, no, he does get away under his tower. And Teemo Mushroom to help clear the lane. Graves is running out of mana, so at some point here he's going to have to disengage. I mean, without a tank up in front, like say Shen, there's no good way for him to continue doing damage. Unfortunately for Seth, it looks like he's probably in trouble. He is running to Chief, and Chief is going to take over this fight and try and burst down the Xin Zhao. Oh, it just looks like it's probably going to be a dead Chief, however. I did ult to try and pop them up so that Chief could get his ult off. Unfortunately, I didn't pop them up in time, and the ult did not go off, so we just kind of died. Now we shouldn't really. I don't know if we should be hanging around out here. There's 3 of them, or 4 of them, so we're definitely outnumbered. I don't know if we're outmatched though. If I keep getting hit by those silences, we're definitely going to be outmatched. Now the visions actually transfer to me because of the fact that the minion died right beside me, and it dropped me down to 20 health. I am so glad that didn't kill me. If it had killed me, the blue would have gone to Malzahar and the money, and that would have been bad. I have 3 kills at this point. I mean, I'm worth a bit. However, you saw I didn't recall in the middle of the lane. That's of course because Ashe has an arrow, and I already know she's not afraid to use it. I did not want to be caught in the middle lane by an Ashe arrow. Unfortunately, Teemo's going to go down, but the good thing is we do pick up the Retribution kill and grab Malzahar as well. And now we're going to lose top tower to Xin Zhao, but we should be able to pick up this mid tower as a trade-off, so it doesn't work out horribly. Chief is going to die, sadly enough. So now it's a 1-for-1 there. Now we just made it a 2-for-1. And we'll take 2-for-1s all day long. We trade turrets and 2 kills for 1 kill. Yeah, all said and done, it was worth it. Maybe next time we'd rather trade 2 kills for none, but that's okay. I actually caught Leona as she flashed towards Graves with my snare, so it stopped her from being able to jump on him with the Zenith Blade and stun him and just chain CC him. So that was really good. That was a lucky break that I'm quite proud of, and I'm totally gonna name that skill. Now at this point in time, you'll notice I still have a warding trinket. I really should have swapped that out by now for a sweeper, but for some reason I haven't. And it is something I'm working on with my supporting games to try and make sure that I get that sweeper lens as soon as I grab my sight stone. There's no point in having both. At one point I preferred upgrading my sweeper or my warding trinket to a pink, but it's just not worth it. The cooldown is so long and you only ever place 1 pink. I'd much rather have a sweeper on 60-second cooldown. Then I can at least limit the amount of wards the enemy team places, deny them some vision, or make a little bit of cash off it, that kind of thing, right? Now, I did not mention before the game started, but this is about a bronze level game. Most of the guys in here are bronze or silver. Sully is silver. I believe everyone else is bronze. I'm going to get yelled at if they're not. So, and I'm currently unranked, by the way. Just because I never seem to get around to playing ranked games. Unfortunately, Teemo's going to get ulted and killed by Malzahar, and I missed my ult on him in return. But that's okay. I'm sure we can make them pay. I did flash there. I didn't probably need to flash, but I didn't want to get caught in another spell by Malzahar. One more spell and I'd be dead. And if I died, then again, it would be bad. I don't like to die. Dying is bad. So Graves is just going to try and clear the lane. They're trying to push down the mid tower, but it's just not happening right now. We're actually going to need to get a half-decent team fight off at some point in order to be able to push down towers. Currently we're being picked off one by one when we're out in the open or caught or something like that. We really need a full 5v5 team fight, or even 4v5 team fight that goes in our favor so that we can start pushing down towers. Of course, we prefer a 4v5 because a fair fight is for suckers, right? So I managed to snare Leona here as she Zenith Blades onto Graves, so she doesn't end up stunning him, and that lets Graves get the kills, or get the kill, and this push starts. We get Malzahar right here, and we can just continue pushing. Xin jumps onto me, and for some reason he's just focusing me down. I'm actually really okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with, you know, the enemy focusing down me. I'm not all that worth, right? Especially when they leave our damage dealers alive, so they can do this kind of thing. Now you'll notice that while I was in my passive, I waited a long time before I activated my passive, and that's because I didn't actually want to kill this or kill steal from Chief. He deserved the kill. He needed the kill. I didn't. I just wanted to do some damage and help take out Ash. If Chief hadn't killed Xin Zhao within a couple more seconds, I was just going to grab that kill. Sully is in here grabbing their blue, being all BM and stealing their stuff. Though he has played enough to reset it, and this is a great engage because Xin Zhao chased Seth thinking that he was all by himself and going to be an easy pick off. And Seth ran straight at Graves, and between the two of them, they managed to pick up Xin Zhao. Now, they don't want to stay here too long, though Graves really wants this tower. And so they're gonna keep trying to beat on the tower, and then occasionally beat on Wukong. But at some point, these two just need to get out of here. Looks like they're gonna turn and try and kill Wukong. There goes that clone, but still with the kiting and the stutter stepping, Sully picks up Wukong for the kill. Now Seth just needs to get out of here at this point in time. There is nothing left to do here. Just go. That tower's defended. It's not worth trying to push. Now I'm just going to sit mid for a sec while I take a drink. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of CS, you know, whatever, right? Now, for some reason, I thought I had more of our team with me, and I was being a little bit too aggressive right here. I'm getting some damage on me that I don't need to be taking, mostly from minions. Now, the three of us are going to push in. I'm going to try and land a snare on Wukong, but I missed, sadly, so I'm going to go drop a ward there. I do want to make sure we don't get backdoored. Nobody comes in and tries to flank us. That will spell certain death. Though Seth is trying to do that to them, he was in that bush and he was just waiting, hoping somebody would walk into it. They're not gonna, so we're gonna walk around and go try and help Chief out with Leona. However, you'll notice that Wukong and Ash are coming in from behind us, and this is not a great engage. Leaving Ash behind our lines to just do damage is a bad idea, but the actual battle works out not half bad. We also fought this without Teemo. Teemo's top trying to clear waves. So I didn't want to kill Wukong or kill Malzahar at that point. I really wanted to let Malzahar go, or Malzahar get killed by Graves. But at the point where it looked like Graves was not going to pick up that kill in time, I'd kill Malzahar and guaranteed his safety basically. I'm not certain if Shen ulted in that fight or not. Really couldn't tell you. Actually, yes I can. No, apparently he did not ult. Aww. I don't know why. We could have used the extra shield, but oh well. So the guys got a turret and then they're just gonna get back out of there alive again. That's okay. Traded 4 kills for 3 or something like that. That's all good. Chief's gonna start to push top, and sometime soon we're gonna want to go for either top tower or dragon. With Chief pushing top, we should be able to pull their team away from dragon and go for it all by ourselves without their team being anywhere near it, right? It should be pretty much a free dragon. That, or they're going to gift us top tower. Those are pretty much going to be their options. So we really want them to keep hold of the tower while we kill the dragon. And then let us rotate up and take the tower, while they're, just realizing Dragon's not there. It doesn't quite work that way, though we do get Dragon for free out of it. Now, Shen goes over this wall. I would not recommend doing this in this situation ever again, because now he's all by himself in the enemy jungle. He was chasing a Zinzao. He didn't know how many of them he was running into. I do get a good ult off here and manage to get them all knocked up. And again, I have to steal the Malzahar kill. Not because I want to, just because I want to make sure Graves did survive that. Though, and Chief picks up a kill right there on Zinzao. And unfortunately, Ashe fails to flash. And Wukong jumps in. But Graves gets it and starts stutter stepping. And he's cutting really, really well. He doesn't actually kill Wukong, but he does bring him low enough that Chief can chase him down for the kill. Now between Teemo and Chief, these two should be able to push down this tower fairly quickly. You can see that attack speed on Teemo is just insane. How exactly you can blow darts at a stone turret and kill it, I don't know, but if Teemo, if anyone can do it, Teemo can, right? Now these two are still fighting. I don't know why. They really just needed to get out of there. Sadly, Yasuo's gonna die. Oh well. Now I'm just gonna go and start pushing top again. I really want some CS, and that's how this started out. But if all of them are gonna be mid, there's no point. If all of them are gonna be mid, there's no point in me trying to get down here, because I'm not gonna get down here before the fight finishes. So I might as well stay up here and do my best to push. Also, I really want this tower. This tower has 361 health left. It's almost dead. I thought there was 3 friendlies here. Apparently there was only 2. So Sully gets 2 kills, but now he's gonna die. And he's not happy with me. He's yelling at me in chat at this point in time. Why weren't you there to support me? You are my support ether. Stick with me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I really should have been there. But, I want this tower. I really did want this tower. It was just, exactly, I could blow on it and it would die. So I got out of there. Made sure, I was hoping I could actually distract them long enough they wouldn't keep pushing. That's pretty much what happened. They pulled back when they heard top tower die. And I got out of there perfectly fine. So in my mind, I probably won't do that again as a support. But it worked out okay for this game. Teemo's hiding in the bush, doing his best impersonation of a ward. And Shen is currently running from a bunch of minions. Yeah, it happens, right? Because of Teemo's ward behavior, his disguise as a ward, he was a little bit out of position there, but not enough to be, for anyone to care about. Now we're gonna go over and ward up Baron. We don't want them to get wards in the area if we can help it. Much rather that we control the area and they don't. Since I was just gonna get bursted in by Graves, who is at this point really fed. And for some reason, Leona decided to try and go in there. I missed my snare, but it doesn't matter because she's just very dead. And Malzahar, I don't know what he was thinking. He has just ran to his doom. And now we're gonna go ahead and chase down Ashe, and I don't know what Sully was doing either. We're just gonna turn around and start doing Baron because 3 of them are dead, and they have no control over here. They don't even have vision over here. So we're just gonna kill Baron, and it's gonna be fairly fast. Yep, there we go. Now we're gonna go chase down the enemy. Now Chief once again is going top. He wants to try and push out the top lane to get pressure both mid and top lanes. Again, tried to snare the invisible Wukong and missed, but it's okay. We still drive him back far enough. We should get a free inhib out of this. weird ash arrow comes out of nowhere. Chips off a little bit of Shen's health, but not enough for us to care about. And then a great engage by us, turning on Leona, who did a weird engage. And that shield coming out of Seth to save Sully from so much damage allows him to pick up Malzahar. And we should be able to grab Ash, but unfortunately we don't. I was the only one in position, and for some reason I didn't throw out a snare. I don't know why. Got the top turret, got the top inhib. Now we can grab Ash, yeah, and should be able to kill Leona as well. She's very dead. At this point in time, we're going to try and push in and maybe win. Yeah, I should be able to win fairly soon. I mean, all of them are dead right now, with the exception of Wukong, who just spawned, and he's going to jump in here, and we're just going to lock him down. Unfortunately, he flashed and gets out. Ah, great. But this is the game. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for hitting that like or subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. This is ioether out.